The most helpful book ever published will teach everyone how nature creates people's personalities, including groups associated with personality. What is the meaning of groups? Well, simply put, this is nature's way of duplicating our personality. These are the natural occurring groups or the natural tendency to associate duplication with respect to personality. It is the similarity among the different personalities with a naturally occurring tendency to be associated with a particular group of personality tending to repeat and are profoundly noticed in people's personality. You see, just as different types of animals tend to be classified in groups, people's personalities are no exception. These group tendencies are permanent, natural occurring, duplications of personalities showing up among the different personalities. While you can only observe them, they never vanish. You see, nature is known to be associated with groups in many walks of life, and not only in personality but in other areas of life. For example, in aquatic ecosystems, nature creates many species of fish forming different groups. The animal kingdom has similar duplications of animals forming particular groups, such as in the cat or bird species of animals created by nature. In the insect world, many different species of groups of particular insects have wings, such as the honeybee or butterfly, or any natural existence forming groups because of duplications in some way by nature. Yes, this occurs even in personalities. These observed groups of similar personality, which anyone can observe for himself or herself, occur most often enough to consider them reliable trends. The most helpful book ever published will identify them for you and these groups because of nature's duplications among the different personalities you will read about, giving you the advantage of understanding similar group formation patterns of people's personality. When you learn about nature's duplications among the different personalities, you will be able to predict how a person is most likely to function in their life. To know what they desire the most in their social life. So what are these group patterns? You will realize that people tend to socialize with similar tendencies in their personality. Not because they are copying others' personalities, but because they appear to have a natural tendency to socialize with more or less similar duplications created in their personality by nature. This is a result of Mother Nature's duplications created among the different personalities. For example, in one group of people with similar birth date ranges, it was consistently found that they all had an emotional trend in life all the time. They could act with a high emotional level, resembling a strong sense of character and emotions, with vivid feelings towards others, with the natural tendency to bond life together to help support others. This resulted in a higher fulfillment in the most meaningful way. There was increased improvement by reaching out to relationships with an emotional, meaningful way, creating strong bonds with others. The emotional tendency they experienced brought on tremendous happiness, and this was important to discover. You have to know what makes you happy in life. The most difficult part was uncovering the emotional tendency and what that would be. The problem was recognizing or pinpointing the fact that this emotional tendency existed. This resulted in fulfilling their life in the most meaningful way. They improved their life by reaching out at whatever goal it took in the way of achieving a greater relationship at work or home, or working harder for a promotion, or anything to achieve improved relationships, and even leading to more prosperity. They really considered their emotional tendency to be high, making them more successful with their goals of all types. This made them very happy, and this was important to discover. You have to know what makes you happy in life. You see, once you are aware of Mother Nature's duplications forming groups created among the different personalities, especially about the group tendency you belong to yourself, you can embrace it, and help others to learn about it as well, giving you the advantage of perfecting your life. To really discover what makes a person belong to a particular group of personality by nature's group tendency. Remember this, there is one observation that was found for sure: no matter whom you are, everyone has a group of personality they belong to. This is a reality in life that nobody can escape. The most helpful book ever published will help everyone to recognize the different groups of personality and their patterns which linger among people's personalities. This will result in a better understanding of what makes people happy, especially yourself. So why does everybody have a group of personality patterns they belong to by nature's group tendency? Thank goodness they exist. However, if you observe everyone more closely, even through the generations, you will notice a reoccurring group of personality patterns similar to everyone belonging to a certain birth date range that never goes away. The group tendency generated by nature among the different personalities are very special to bring us all fulfillment in life. So how can this great work of literature help everyone to learn more about people's personalities? The core or body of this exciting material contains 8 chapters which describe and uncover the unique ways of how nature shapes us in a special way that improves your comprehension of understanding personalities to the point that you really can read people like a book, and in a way like never before. This means you will understand why people act and behave the way they do with their unique habits all shaped by nature. You will learn about nature's personality factory that creates personalities similar to how an auto factory creates cars. 10 years went into writing this informative material. The official copyright was established and recorded in the United States in the year 2022. This is a very rare original work that can't be found anywhere else. The most helpful book ever published sets an example with the goal and desire to present a great work of quality material in a newly discovered science from the publishing industry to help others gain better health, wealth, and knowledge for a terrific future. This is a rare work that can't be found anywhere else. If you have a hobby or are a professional book collector or are thinking about starting a book collection, you can add value to your collection by collecting this first signature edition offered here. You don't have to read the whole book ever because you will only be reading the sections which pertain to you, as this will be explained with very easy comprehension to see that you won't be reading with much labor at all with mostly short readings. You only read what you need. This rare work of literature was written with the following strict guidelines which were more difficult than any doctor program at any university. First, it must be a new scientific discovery that no mind has ever touched. Second, it must be non-fiction. Third, it must receive an official registration of copyright by the United States government. This book is certainly very informative, and you will learn fascinating concepts to understand people better. This means no more struggling in your life trying to guess what you are good at, who your best companion is, or what career you're cut out for. The entire book is designed for easy comprehension and is very simple. In fact, you won't be reading this material with much labor at all with mostly short readings. Add the most helpful book ever published to your collection now. The entire book is designed for easy comprehension and is very simple. In fact, you won't be reading this material with much labor at all with mostly short readings. Add the most helpful book ever published to your collection now. P.S. Thomas W. Anti searches on Google and Yahoo quickly finds you, the most helpful book ever published.